How many of you? 13?
Yeah, 13.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Images everyone hoped, but no one expected to see. 12 boys and their soccer coach found alive inside this cave in Thailand.
We are coming. It's okay. It's okay. Many people are coming. Many people. We are the first. Many people come.
The boys, ranging in age from 11 to 16, had been feared dead after they went missing with their 25-year-old soccer coach in the Tham Luang Nang Non cave in the mountains of northern Thailand. Now the world watched in disbelief at the group, still in their soccer jerseys, huddled together 2 miles inside the caves. Someone in the group asks how long they've been down there.
You have been here 10 days. 10 days. You are very strong. Very strong.
The sound of water and the darkness of the video, an indication of just how far and how deep into the earth the team of English divers had to go to find them. Those divers reassuring them that more help is on the way.
We come.
Navy SEAL will come tomorrow with food and doctor and everything.
I am really happy that.
We are happy too.
Yes, thank you so much.
The team is believed to have entered the cave on June 23rd. When one boy missed his birthday the next day, the alarm was raised. The team's abandoned bikes, helmets and cleats then found outside the cave entrance. And it's more of a labyrinth than a cave. Miles of passageways and tunnels running underground that can flood up to 20 feet during heavy downpours. The team's coach, who'd previously posted these images of his team on social media, would often bring the team here for excursions. It's believed the group crawled through a narrow channel within the cave that then became flooded in a sudden heavy downpour.
The water now, the flood water is getting higher and higher.
A search and rescue was immediately launched. Over 1,000 people involved in the round-the-clock effort from all 4 corners of the earth.
We have US here, we have Australians here, Chinese, the British divers.
Rescue teams drilling holes using ultrasonic sensors, dropping maps and care packages through small crevices in the hope that the team was alive. Inside the cave, rescuers squeezed through tight passages. Experts worked above ground too, as every possibility was explored in this massive operation. All over these mountains, small groups of scouts like these have been sent ahead to find openings to the caves from above because they've been so badly flooded down below.
Too deep.
It's too deep for you to find from up here. This geologist told me his team can scan 200 yards down into the earth, looking for gaps to knock through new entrances. And a nation looked on. The boys' parents prayed at the mouth of the cave. This mother calling out, "My son, come out, I'm waiting for you here." Rescue divers pulling themselves along ropes deep inside, fighting against powerful currents. The plan was to be able to reach this cavern, which rescuers believed to be above the water level and where they hoped the team had sought refuge. It turned out there were another 400 meters further into the cave network.
Because that's ready to go in.
Ben Raimnance was one of the rescue divers. He's a cave explorer who's been living in Thailand for 18 years. What's it been like in the cave?
The first days was very hard and I had very little hope in getting through because it was raining a lot and the outflow was very hard. It was really pulling hand over hand and it was like diving in cafe latte and I had no hope in making it that far. But then as they installed more pumps, the water down, the rain got a bit less, the visibility got better, and actually today the visibility was, you could almost drink the water.
Cave diving in a place like this is a daunting task.
So you have to imagine sort of siphons filled with water, you have to dive down and come up, and then you're back to rock climbing really, over huge breakdown hills, and then back down. So it takes about an hour and a half to 2 hours, depending on the amount of gear you have to drag behind you, and then the diving starts.
Going into water, up, down, up, down.
Yeah. So the water is about 21 degrees Celsius. In the chamber itself is nearly 100 Fahrenheit, which doesn't make it easy.
Then he saw a hopeful sign, writing on the wall of one of the passageways, which he says indicated that he and the other rescuers were going in the right direction.
I'd like to believe it's the kids writing because they look quite fresh and there's a bit of a tradition going on with youngsters to like football clubs and so on, to go in the cave, see how far you go, and then you write your name on the wall.
Emergency teams from around the world set up a staging area in one of the cave's chambers, bringing in lights, medical supplies and oxygen tanks.
As long as they have water and they don't get in hypothermia, then the survival chances are quite high.
And then, far earlier than most expected, the Thai provincial governor announced that miraculous news. All 12 boys and their coach had been found alive.
It's incredible news. Thailand's prayers have paid off.
Families gathered outside the cave were overjoyed.
What condition are they in?
They're very weak.
Very weak?
Yeah, but they're all alive.
But all and not in life-threatening conditions?
No.
So they're going to be okay?
No guarantees, but yes.
The biggest challenge actually right now is simply the fact that they have been without food for 9 days, and if they suddenly were given a bunch of food and started to eat it right now, that could actually kill them.
A medic will spend the night inside the cave with the team, bringing them nourishment, helping them to recover, and assessing their strength to make the journey out.
From our point of view, you know, we report on sad stories. We never know what to expect. This is incredible.
Despite the elation of discovering them alive, it is tempered with the knowledge that tomorrow the treacherous process of getting them out will begin. Much of the tunnel is still submerged, and the steep cliffs might be too much for the weakened schoolboys to handle.
If they are in a place in the cave that is safe from further flooding, then the safest option is to just keep supplying them in the cave with food and the ability to purify water. If the area that they're in is not safe, if the rains come and the water goes up, then the big issue that they'll be facing is the fact that it is now the only real option would be to dive them out, and that is both technically very challenging, it's also incredibly risky.
So we're going to come together to figure out what the best possible solution is and kind of be able to get the kids out as safely and as quickly as possible.
Time is not on their side. Heavy rains are expected again any day now.
Once the heavy rain starts, the whole system will fill up and the flow is too hard. There's no way you'll get in. So now we just got a bit of a between the two rains. So we got really lucky now that we progressed this much.
Despite the hopeful scene here outside the entrance, a happy ending to this story has not yet been written. The group must make it out, and that journey will be a lot more difficult than the one they took in. For Nightline, I'm James Longman in Chiang Rai in Thailand.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.